ሰላም ተማሪዎች እንደምን አላችሁ? እኔው ነኝ የዘጠነኛ ክፍል ፊዚክስ መምህራችሁ ከሉሲ ብሪጅ አካዳሚ። ዛሬ የምናየው የዩኒት 1 ቀጣዩን ሴክሽን ሁለት ሴክሽኖች ይሆናል። የመጀመሪያው ሴክሽን 1.2 ብራንች ኦፍ ፊዚክስ and ሁለተኛው ደግሞ 1.3 related fields to physics። ትምህርታችንን ከመቀጠላችን በፊት ግን ዌብሳይታችንን lucybridgeacademy.com በመግባት የተለያዩ ሾርት ኖቶችን፣ ጥያቄዎችን እንዲሁም ከ5 በላይ ቋንቋ መረዳት የሚችል የኤአይ መተግበሪያን ማግኘት ይችላሉ። በተጨማሪም የዩቲዩብ ቻናላችንን ሰብስክራይብ እያደረጋችሁ እና የቴሌግራም ቻናላችንን እየተቀላቀላችሁ ሐሳብ አስተያየታችሁን እንድትሰጡን ስንል እንጠይቃለን። እናመሰግናለን። ወደ ትምህርታችን ዛሬ የምናየው ዩኒት 1 ፊዚክስ ኤንድ ሂውማን ሳይንስ ላይ ሴክሽን 1.2 and 1.3 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። about branch of physics and what related field to physics. before that ትምህርታችንን ግን ከመቀጠላችን በፊት በባለፈው ቪዲዮ ላይ የጠየኳችሁን ጥያቄ አብረን የምንመለከት ይሆናል ማለት ነው። አብረን የምንሰራ ይሆናል። ይሄም የመጀመሪያው ጥያቄ ምንድነው የሚለው how does the definition of physics that is related with the Greek origin and the role of description of nature. By having this, in that of physics, which means in Greek word, which means physis, which means in English, nature, which means in English nature, that we have to see or we have to understand the laws and theories and concepts of nature about the relationship between that of matter and energy. Because when we deal about physics, it is one of the branch of natural science or a science that deals about what? The natural phenomena of matter, energy and what? Their interaction. So by having this, in that of the nature, that we have to see the basic natural phenomena in that of the science of physics. So by having this, where physics means simply nature. That's why we relate physics as a concept of what? As a concept of natural science. And the second question which we have to discuss is, what are the 3 ways of physics that are applying to understanding the modern technology or daily physical phenomena? So by having this, the 3 ways to understand nature and the natural phenomena for that of another level of understanding to technology are the components, properties and process of nature. Okay, how we can understand the components of nature, how we can justify the main properties of nature, and how we can clarify or use the process of nature, in that of the science, the systematic way of understanding science in physics. So by having this 3 ways to understand what? The universe as a whole. These are the basic things for that of the advancement of technology, and also to see the natural phenomena in our everyday life activity. The other question is about in which professional field can knowledge of physics be applied and why it is useful. Okay, why it's useful for that of different physics related careers. physics careers like that of what? In transportation industry, like that of medical industry. Medical industry, for that of construction of the medical equipments. The medical equipments that they need what? The physics concept. The physics concept. Engineering. Engineering. Okay? Engineering. For that of electrical work. Okay? Electrical work. Electrical work. And mechanics. Mechanics. For the mechanical workers. The mechanical workers that they have a knowledge of what? Physics. Basic physics concept. That they have the basic physics concept. Okay? And also in transportation. In transportation carrier. That they use what? The basic physics concept. About motion. About force. Okay? About energy. About energy. How to conserve. How to conserve. And any other thing. So by having this, we can give too many different carriers that uses what? The knowledge of physics, the concept of physics, So I think students, you did well. Thank you. Now let's skip to our lesson. Our lesson, which extends about the branch of physics. And that of the branch of physics, that technology evolved and explained and expanded specialized branches which explores what? Different natural phenomena. Specialized branches which are expressing different natural phenomena. Okay? Different natural phenomena. Like, for example, mechanics, about the motion of the body. The natural phenomena which occurs like on that of what? On that of friction. The natural phenomena on that of friction. Either on that of a smooth or what? Rough surface. Acoustics, about sound. Optics, about lights. Thermodynamics, about energy transfer mechanism in a form of heat and temperature. Electromagnetism. Okay? Electromagnetism, having that of the electric and magnetic effect. Nuclear physics, about that of the nuclear reaction or the atomic nuclei in a given atom, molecules and compounds, and about that of the astrophysics, which is about the celestial body, astronomical objects. So, having this, without these branches, let's see each branch which it focuses on, having that of the principle of motion, sound, light, heat, electric and magnetism, magnetic force, atomic nuclei, and also space phenomena. So by having these branches, having that of, it is their specific principle, applies about motion on that of what? Mechanics, which is grouped as what? Kinematics and dynamics. Okay, basically without of the two main type of mechanics, which is classified as macro and micro, which is classical and quantum mechanics. We'll see in detail later on. But in that of the mechanics, without of the force effect, the mechanics with kinematics, motion, without considering force. Without considering force. Where dynamics, motion, by considering force. We must consider or we have to act force, or it deals about what? The force concept, basic force concept, about friction, about acceleration, the force that's used to accelerate, about energy dissipation, and any other thing, which is dealing about what? Dynamics. Whereas in that of sound, we deal about the production, transmission, and properties of sound, which is acoustics. Light, which is about production, transmission, and properties of what? Light. Optics. Heat, thermodynamics. Okay, the conservation law of heat energy. How heat, the waste or the mechanism of heat transfer, how heat transfer from one to another body. And different forms of what? Energy transfer from having that of heat energy, like that of the kinetic and the potential energy. The kinetic and potential energy in a form of heat energy. Whereas electric and magnetic force, which is about electromagnetism. And atomic, nuclear, and space phenomena. Atomic, nuclear, having that of what? Nuclear physics. Space phenomena, which is about what? Astronomy and cosmology. And any other thing. Okay, please students do this exercise 1.1 in your home, and we'll do it at the next video. Okay, list as many physical phenomena in your surrounding as you can see, and describe the branch of physics each physical phenomena can be categorized. Okay, as an example. Use rainbow or which is one of what? A natural phenomena, which is created by that of what? The light effect. The refraction of light, having that of optics. Okay? Having a refraction of light. Which is dispersed. Okay? Having that of the dispersion of light. When light refracted inside the cloud, like that of a prism, it refracted to give what? A seven color. The white light refracted to give a seven color by having that dispersion. So you will see in detail about optics. When you learn about the branches as a unit, we call it as optics. Okay. So do another phenomena at your home, and we'll discuss some more. So by having this, let's see some of the branch of physics that detail about each branches. So by having this, let's see first mechanics. In that of mechanics, which is one of the study of motion and force, that divides into what? The classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. And as we divide your mechanics into two earlier, which is kinematics and dynamics. Kinematics, the motion of a body without force concern, whereas dynamics, a motion of a body with an experiencing force, or by concerning force. Now, by having this, the mechanics, that the motion of a body, like that of what? The macroscopic body, macroscopic objectives, using that of what? The law of motion and force, having that of Newton's law, first law, second law, and third law. We will learn it. Okay, Third law, we learn it in chapter 3. So by having this, you will see in detail. With our Newton laws of inertia, laws of acceleration, and laws of action and reaction. Action and reaction. Inertia, acceleration, action and reaction. Action and reaction. Whereas in that of the quantum mechanics, we also explore about having that of the motion of a body having a microscopic particles, such as electron, proton, and neutron, and also microscopic particles that we can't see in our naked eye, like that of air, the air in our surrounding, particles of air in our surrounding, okay, which can be characterized as what? The quantum mechanical objects. And with that of the other branches like acoustics, which deals about what? Production, transmission, and effect is basically about what? Properties of sound. The properties of sound. Whereas in that of again optics, we also investigate the behavior or properties, production, and propagation. Propagation of what? Light. With that of the properties, the basic properties of light, like reflection, the basic properties, reflection, refraction, diffraction, interference, and so on. Okay, you can analyze such basic properties on that of what? Optics. The other branch is about thermodynamics. Focus on that of heat, energy transfer, and the law of what? Thermodynamics, which governs what? The conservation law, which governs the heat transfer mechanism, or the flow of heat having that of the form of temperature. That we are dealing about what? Heat and temperature. Okay? And with that of electromagnetism, the other basic points on that of these branches, like that of electromagnetism, which is always existing in pair. Exists in pair. That you can divide electromagnetism, which is about electricity, and magnetic effect. Okay, the electricity and magnetic effect here. The electricity, we are having that of the electron, and magnetic effect about what? Magnetism. Having that the magnetic effect about magnets and the properties and the main characteristics of what? Magnetism. So we'll see how the magnetic field and the interactions is electricity and magnetism, and also light appear in a given electromagnetism. For that of any matter in the universe, which is what? Electromagnetic in nature, having that of its own electron, proton, and neutron with that of atom. Then this electron, proton, and neutron, which is electrical, then it also applies what? Magnetic property, having that of the attraction and repulsion property. Which is what? Magnetism, or magnetic effect. Look at the electron and proton relationship. The electron and proton attract each other, whereas electron or proton repel each other. Because of what? The same charges repel each other, but alike charges attract each other. attract each other. This is the magnetic effect. The magnetic effect. By having this, all matter in nature, which is what? Electrical in nature. Electrical in nature. Whereas the nuclear physics, which examines what? The atomic nuclei, their structure, property, and what? Its reaction. Its reaction. Okay? In the astrophysics, that of the other branch, uses the physics principle to study stars, galaxies, and what? Cosmic phenomena. Cosmic phenomena. In that of what? Astronomy. In astronomy. About that of the astronomical object. About the astronomical object. Objects or celestial bodies. Celestial bodies. Celestial bodies. Such as what? Such as stars, galaxies, planets, moons, comets, asteroids, and so on. And so, these are what we call them the celestial bodies, astronomical objects, or the celestial bodies. Celestial bodies, which were studied by what? The astrophysics. The astrophysics. About this is their physical principle. Their birds and days of what? The stars. The birds and the days of the stars. So by having this, how they evolve, the evolution of stars, okay, their evolution, their evolution, which is analyzed by that of what? The astrophysicist. So by having this, you have to understand what the astrophysics works, what the astrophysics works. So by having this, there are fields which are related to physics, such as chemistry, which depends on the atomic and what? The molecular physics. By having that of the atomic physics, the nuclear physics, which relate with chemistry, the atomic and the nuclear physics, having their atomic reaction, molecular reaction, the nuclear reaction, which is depending on that of what? On that of the relationship with the field, having the chemistry concept and the physics basic concepts. Having that of the force effect on bonding, having that of the chemical reaction, that forms between that of what? Two atom, molecule, or what? An element or compounds. In engineering, that uses a basic physics concept in architecture, how to design, okay, the direction, the force concept, and the structure, having that of a stress strain, okay, the fluid statics, having that of the pressure effect, which is characterized by that of the architect and the structural designer, and also the sound effect on a given building, and the meteorological events to control the climate, to check the weather condition, to sustain or to adapt the condition of the environment, This is having that of what? The basic physics concept. The other basic physics concept which are related about geologists, which employs the techniques like that of the radioactive dating and analyze what? The seismic analysis. The radioactive dating for that of finding the fossil evidence. Okay? Radioactive dating like RD, Lucy Rinkenesh. That's we get the name of this learning YouTube channel and the Telegram channel by having that of the name of what? Lucy. Okay, so by having this Lucy or Rinkenesh in Amharic, RD, there are the fossil evidences which can be analyzed by that of the geologists. The geologist, which is a person who studies about what? The geological events on the earth. So by having this, that is by having that of what? Radioactive dating. The other one is seismic analysis. The seismic analysis, the Earth's condition, to check the condition of the Earth, the vibration of Earth. That is what we call it earthquake. The seismic condition, what we call it is earthquake. Condition of Earth. Condition of earthquake. Condition of the earthquake. So by having this, the seismic condition which analyzed by that of what? The earthquake. So by having this, you have to analyze such things. Whereas applying the physics in that of in our life, having that of the earth science, like that of the biophysics, which applies the principle of understanding the biological process and organism. And geophysics, which focus on the earth science, using that of the physics method to explore the structure of the earth, and the dynamics, the force effect, which is the force effect of the earth. The geophysics studies about the contraction and relaxation of the earth. Having that of the earth is conditioned by folding, and volcanic eruption. Okay, the effect of the condition of a given surface, a given area, having that of the folding, and different environmental factors on the surface of the earth. In medical physics, that they use what? Different technological devices that use to treat what? Patients, or to check the condition of the patient, or to check the condition of the internal organ of the person. Like that of using X-ray to check the fracture of the bone. X-ray for checking the fracture of the bone. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging, which is used to check the very tiny particle which is found in our brain. The magnetic resonance imaging, mostly used for that of brain MRI. The ultrasound, to check the condition of what? The internal organ, kidney, or to check the condition of the baby in woman's womb. The ultrasound. And the diagnosis of different illnesses for out of the purpose of therapy. The X-ray therapy system, or the ray therapy. Okay, to vanish unwanted glands. And these all are based on that of the law of physics. Okay, the law of physics. So on the next video, we'll discuss these two questions in detail. Then for the next video, don't forget to check our website, lucybridgeacademy.com. In this website, you will find different short notes, different questions, and also additionally 5 more language interpreter AI platforms. Subscribe our YouTube channel and subscribe our Telegram channel to give us different comments and opinions. So until then, goodbye. Thank you.